Hi, everybody. Do me a favor, would you? We've been sitting for a little while. I just got up and felt blood going to my feet, so would you all just stand for a minute? Just stand, shake it out for a minute. I promise, I only have about 45 pages to cover with you. You're going to appreciate this when it's done. It'll help be organized, too. I had something prepared, but my martini ate it. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. So, well, we're not quite at the second inning.
God bless America.
Say again?
God bless America.
Yeah. Just shake it out. Shake it out. So, when Mama T called, I kind of said, hey, there's a lot of eyes and a lot of ears and a lot of people, and then I took a minute and realized that it's just a lot of patriots. It's a lot of people that really care about issues that I care about, and maybe some I don't, and maybe I care about some that you don't, but I'm glad you all came out tonight. I'm glad I came tonight, and I'm very happy to be included and have a voice within this organization. So, we all know meetings can go and go and go. So I'm going to try and be brief, but more importantly, I want to hit a couple of points. And I wrote it down. It might sound like I'm reading a little bit, but I want to make sure that you understand what we saw as leaders. Raise your hand if you're a T leader, please. Yeah, okay. So there's quite a few here. Yes. Yes, stand up, stand up. Stand up. Yeah, good. It's a lot of fun, and it's not like we all don't have other things to do in our lives. It's not really work. It's something we're passionate about, something we care about. Let me get to it, okay? When Rhode Island Tea announced that they were going to have a meeting, it was just a few days after the election. I had just suffered the biggest competitive loss of my entire life when I ran for city council in the 5th District of Pawtucket. It was a very, very difficult time, and I was happy to be able to jump right back in. I had stepped down a few months prior to campaign. I stepped down from running the Pawtucket Tea. So it was a good time for me to jump right back in and get involved. The campaign that I ran had people that were of high character, principled, morals, very salt of the earth, good people. Didn't matter to anyone but them and myself. When it all came down to it, I wasn't outworked, but I was outsmarted. And I heard Bob talk about the well-oiled machine, and he kind of ran my ass over. It was pretty interesting. So life's lessons, and that's pretty good. I only took 26% of the vote in Pawtucket's worst district, or poorest district, minority district. There's a whole bunch of words. Had the open support as an independent, open support of the 5th Ward Democratic Committee. They put their candidate forward with 1 of 7 available votes. They had to move him forward. So one person said yay, the rest shut up. They didn't say a word. They openly supported my candidacy. They donated to my campaign. They helped with literature, with advice. They were wonderful. The Democratic campaign. I'm an independent. I've never been affiliated with a political party. Politics are tough. I'm here because I'm upset. I'm still upset. And stay upset for quite some time too, it appears. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. So basically, enough of my campaign, except for the fact that I lost for financial, organizational, and cultural deficiencies. And we can get into a lot more of that tonight, tomorrow, anytime that we're going to get together. So the team leader meeting for me, it came at a perfect time. I really had to think about what I wanted to do there. What could I contribute? I was still licking my wounds and patching up my ego from a whooping, and I didn't know what I could bring to the party. It wasn't too much into that meeting, and Bob Newton did a heck of a job. He's an impressive guy. He's a very impressive guy. This is the second time I've been in a meeting or something that he spoke at, and it didn't take long to realize that we had a voice within this organization. Now, from inception to the point of the tea leader meeting, they may not have felt that way, but we do have a voice. It was a good meeting. I learned we could contribute quite a bit, that they wanted to hear what we had to say. We were all joined together by common causes for love of country, state, conservative principles, and a commitment to see things move forward, which is most important, to move things forward. I'm going to shy away from that word progress, but we have to have it. We have to get better. We have to get bigger. The Rhode Island leadership, the Rhode Island Tea leadership, realized some things during the election cycle that had probably not gone to plan, and perhaps maybe the plan itself was flawed. We don't have the blueprint yet. We're working on it, but there's nothing there just quite yet that's going to guide us through. So it's a lot of people putting together ideas and trying to move forward. Okay. They were reaching out to us. They wanted help from the local people. What are you hearing? Where are you strong? Where are you weak? Where can we help you? Wow, hey, that's a great question. Where can you help us? That's an even better question. Both sides, local and state, need to work together to move things forward. We were creating a team infrastructure at that point. It felt good. It felt good to be included. It felt good to be asked questions. Where can we help? That's a very powerful question. Some things we discussed was the Rhode Island GOP. I personally don't care if you're Republican, Independent, Green Party, this party, that party, Democrat. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you have conservative principles, if you love your city, your town, your state, your country, we're going to have quite a bit to talk about. As the Rhode Island GOP, some of the local groups, and I find in Pawtucket, they wanted to come in, they wanted to push us around, they wanted to tell us what our agenda should be and how we should help them. It wasn't going too well. Anyone have that experience in their own city or town? Yeah, one or two. All right, probably more. There's a lot of groups out there that feel the energy that we have as local groups and as a state group, and they want to tap into it. They'd be crazy not to. We're lighter on our feet, we're more agile, we mobilize extremely well. For being as disorganized as sometimes we are, these are qualities that we really have. But as far as the Rhode Island GOP and the other groups, we're not going to fold into them. We are the Rhode Island Tea Party. We're the local chapters, we're the state chapters, and we're part of a bigger chapter. The Rhode Island GOP, the other groups that are out there, they're welcome to join us and help further our mission. They're all welcome to contribute, but they're going to contribute on our terms. We are the Rhode Island Tea Party. It's got to mean something, and it's going to start with everyone right here. No one believes that we'd be able to retain some of those qualities under some form of control. Does anyone feel controlled in the Rhode Island Tea Party? No. Good. Good, that's very good. Can you imagine you, the independent thinker, the independent person, being told, go stand here, wear this shirt, say this. How's that sit with you?
Sounds like a union job.
That doesn't sit well with me either. I got a couple of things I'd say, and they came with hand motions, I promise. We mobilize out of passion because we care about an issue. We mobilize because it hurts to sit still. I mean, we can endure quite a bit, but when you start to endure pain and suffering, and they call it the government helping you, you have to get up. You have to get up. We don't mobilize because we heard somebody say $15 an hour. That's more than some people make at their damn jobs during the day. Box lunch and $15 an hour to go stand outside and yell something. It's not worth it for $50 an hour to me. If I don't have principles and morals standing behind it, I'm going to have something better to do, I promise you. So, do we need to be told what to do? No. Some things we do need. We need to be led. We need to be led in close proximity. We need to have continuity. And local tea leaders, we need to lead. It's not enough to have a meeting and have 20, 30, or we could be like Bill Perry's group and get 150. It's not enough to get together. A good friend of mine, what the heck did he say? A stitch and pitch. That's what it was. That's what it can't be. It has to move the ball forward. We have to be productive in these meetings. The amount of people is important, but the quality and the substance of the meetings, you have to have a reason to be there. You have to want to get things done. There's many groups out there doing some of the same things we're doing. We don't need to take them over either. We have to respect their boundaries as they respect ours. Okay? They focus on a lot of similar information, a lot of similar goals that we share. We don't always have to agree with them. We don't have to push them around and say, you should be doing this. You do whatever you want to do. If we like something that you're doing, we're going to jump in and help you, and we're going to reap some rewards and benefits from it. If we don't like what you're doing, we're going to leave you alone. You have your choices, your own groups, and there's a million of them out there. Osprey, Risk on the state level, then you've got some other smaller groups. I'm going to use this as an example. In Pawtucket, we've got the Taxpayers of Pawtucket organization. They've been around for quite some time. That's an organization with a leader that knows really the ins and outs of local government. He's very knowledgeable. They know where the bones are buried in Pawtucket. And the Tea Party, if I'm not mistaken, was formed in May by the Blackstone Valley chapter. And the two groups worked very closely, going down to the point where they almost merged. Their ideals, their principles were very similar. It looked like they were going to go together, and then that's enough. We had to back off. We had to create some space and realize that The goals are similar, but the avenues were separate. The Rhode Island Tea or the Pawtucket Tea, or the two are together, the avenues that that organization needed to take were different than the Pawtucket Taxpayers Organization. But they still brought a lot to our table, and still do. They're very close to us now. We have an excellent working relationship. It was a couple of days after the election, another group in Pawtucket sprouted up called the Pawtucket Government Watchdogs. Does that sound like a good group that the Tea Party would want to know? Yeah, it is. It really is. And it was formed of people that believe in Tea Party principles but aren't Tea Party people. For whatever reason, one or another, they're not Tea Party people, and that's okay. Not everybody is. We have to understand and play to their strengths like they're going to play to ours. The three groups work very well together. They're very effective autonomously, but much better as they share information back and forth. I'm here right now. I can't be at the city council meeting where Pawtucket faces a $13 million deficit. The state said you have till Monday to get your financial house in order or we're going to come knocking on your door. Pawtucket Government Watchdogs are there. When I get home tonight, I'll have a complete overview of what that meeting was. Everything, it'll just all be there. So I encourage you to work together with other groups. The research arm of that group is pretty special, by the way. I won't publicly say their names, but you're going to see their work coming out very, very quickly. This is the synergy that the Rhode Island Tea Party calls the Rhode Island model. There's a lot of little things that go into it, a lot of intricacies that make up what they want to do. And it starts again, local leaders. You have to get your own house in order to feed up, okay? And independent thinkers. These groups, when you come to a Tea Party meeting in Pawtucket, you check your party affiliation at the door. Doesn't matter. We meet in VFW now, which is kind of cool. A lot of patriots hang out there. Not the football kind, the real kind. But we have Democrats, we have Republicans, we have independents. I think we have 2 moderates, and 1 or 2 wackos too, but they contribute. So it takes all kinds. But again, this is the Rhode Island model, and neither the taxpayers of Pawtucket, or the Pawtucket Government Watchdogs are a threat to the Pawtucket Tea Party. They all work well together. They all have similar goals, and they take different avenues to get there. And that's okay. We have to be able to let each stand on their own and take what we can as we go. I don't agree with a lot of some of the other groups and what they do out there, but there's a lot of stuff they do that helps us. So we have to pool those resources together. Now, if you take, that's just Pawtucket as an example. You take 2 or 3 groups, which we have 3 there now. We probably have more, but there's 3 that are visible. If you take that model and do it in every city and town in Rhode Island, and then you have the state, Rhode Island Tea, at the levels with the organizations that they're building at the top, and you feed all that now we have a mechanism to achieve. Right now we don't. We don't have the mechanism. That will give us a way to achieve, and that's very, very important. And an area of interest of the last meeting was the frequent Tea Party leaders. We've got to create the continuity between the local groups and Rhode Island Tea. There's a lot of information flying around there. It's easy to get on the rabbit hole on a website and get sidetracked and do this or that. Nothing says organization like, ready? Having a meeting. Have an agenda. Have a goal when you go. Nobody wants to go to a meeting just to sit there and try and come up with things. So what I saw from Rhode Island Tea is that they want to bring the local leaders in and tap into that local energy. We could get a call from Rhode Island Tea any day saying, hey, there's a rally so-and-so. Rhode Island Tea has no mechanism really other than email to contact our members. It's not in place yet. They can't mobilize a local group like a local group can mobilize. So it's important that we tap that energy and feed it backwards. I think Rhode Island Tea has realized, and this is all through that meeting, it was a Sunday afternoon, I can't remember how many hours it was, but the time flew because it was quick, it was educational, it was good. It was one of the better ones I've been to. But Rhode Island Tea has realized the talent level that they have. Just tonight, I don't know if anyone here has ever built a website, and I can't even point Leanne out where she went, but the new website's pretty amazing. That's going to play a key role in our development going forward. You've got Bob Newton. You've got all kinds of minds and incredible talents associated with this organization. Organization being the key word. Now it's time. Outside in. Form it. Make it work. It's got to work. Okay? The local T groups, this is something I learned again, as the state can, Rhode Island T can get a hold of people and mobilize, the local groups can do it a little bit better. So we need to take some steps now. And this is going to be very pointed, but it's important. It's a big part of our program that's missing. Communicating regularly with our groups. Have we cleaned our email lists? Is our opposition getting our information? I know when I send out emails, sometimes I don't really look at who's on there. I built a group and it's Pawtucket T and boom, it goes. I don't know who's getting it. I don't know each and every member because not everyone comes to the meetings. So it's important that we comb through our list and make sure we have accurate information. At the same time, local T leaders can be smart. We scrub our list. Let's help state scrub theirs. Rhode Island T has the ability to sanction segregate their members by zip code. We've been told by Rhode Island T that as leaders, we're going to get their member list by our zip codes. And at the same time, I'm going to give them our list and let them build their master list. We need to focus on who's really a Tea Party member, not somebody that just swung by a website and went, click. Do they deserve to know what we're doing? They don't. They really don't. If they're members, they're members. They're involved. We need to start monitoring ourselves, taking care of our business in-house. If we're going to grow, that's fine. But we then need to make sure that the people are people that we want there. People that are like-minded, people that are involved, not opposition. Not opposition. Okay? So that's a very important thing, cleaning that up. Our opposition is also working very hard to discredit us at every turn. I've been painted with labels that I won't say over a microphone. I've been called everything. Bob first said, welcome fellow racist. That's certainly one of them. Baby killer, dog kicker, you name it. They're all out there, and none of them are true. What I am is a hard-working guy that really cares about where I live. I got 5 kids, I got 6 grandkids, I got a mortgage, a car payment, and I'm tired of people screwing around with my money. I spend it better than anybody. The media, the mainstream media, the Lane Street media, whatever you choose to call them. I call them the channels I don't watch. They're complicit in what's going on. We're being called names. They're trying to derail us. I'm not telling you anything new. You all know what's going on. But as they call you a name, I want to offer this from a fellow patriot, one of the original patriots. Anyone here follow Thomas Jefferson and some of his quotes? Yeah. Well, one of my favorite ones is, he said, it neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg if my neighbor says there's one God, 20 God, or no God at all. And I call that the 1787 version of sticks and stones will break my bones. That's the way it goes. I don't care what you say. If you, my neighbor, know me, you know I'm not capable of the things that TV says. You live next door to me. You live in the same town as me. You see me at the ball field. You see me at the supermarket. You see me pumping gas. You see me pulling over to help somebody. You see me. I'm not the guy they say. That's very important. We know who we are. We know what our values are. We know why we're involved. We know why we're active. We know we are the Rhode Island Tea Party. A unified message from top to bottom, side to side, will make us a lot less vulnerable to these attacks. Manufactured opinion can be very dangerous. We want to stay away. And we all know that perception is reality to most. If you're uninformed and somebody says something to you, oh, well, so-and-so said it. It must be true. We're subject to it every day. It's a horrible way to go, but it is what it is. It's truer to our cause to really change perception through our actions than to go through a name change or call us something else. Anyone here an acorn? What do they call themselves now? Anyone know? Nutcrackers. That's beautiful. I don't care what they call themselves, it's still Acorn. They're the same organization over and over and over. Our messages will be unified. It looks like Rhode Island Tea is really putting together a program for us to succeed. And that's pretty important. It's the most important, actually. Most important is the unity, the message. It's got to go from local to Rhode Island Tea. It's got to be one message. Local leaders, we need to unify our online presence. We need to unify it with state. We need to make sure that what Chris Caramela says at Pawtucket Tea is what Colleen Conley's saying at Rhode Island Tea. When we get cross messages, we invite interference. We invite the attacks. We do it to ourselves a lot of times, unknowingly, but we do it. So for this cause, for Rhode Island Tea cause, we've got to have a unified message. Rhode Island Tea is cultivating a farm team. Now, I ran a campaign in Pawtucket for city council. I don't know how much change you can affect at city council that matters in tax dollars on the state, but certainly in local you can have some influence. I'd like to see it at a point where we get together and we start endorsing city council members. They're building the farm team now. All right, I encourage you all to continually challenge yourselves within your tea groups to be active, to get to know your state reps, your state senators. Who knows? You could be challenging them for a seat sometime soon. You really could. All right. Attend city council meetings, school committee meetings, pension board meetings. Maybe you're the person your group's going to rely on to go to the State House and monitor the General Assembly when they're in session. That could be you. Get involved in local government, talk to your mayor, be appointed to boards, commissions, committees. Our opposition's doing all these things. If we don't do them better, we're not going to achieve our goals. We're not going to see them realized. Keep in mind, if they win, some people are happy. When we win, our state and country win. Thank you.